Welcome, everyone, to yet another episode of Riz Talks. I'm your host, Riz, the part time intellectual. Glad you have joined me as we embark on a journey to explore some of the questions about life as a human. Our motto is to think again, face the facts and true history, not take for granted what we were told. How has our history, both personal and collective, shaped our beliefs, our biases, and our choices? Do the things we hold to be true even matter in the big picture of humanity? Today's episode is Secret Code for Longevity, living to 100 years or beyond. So, curious minds, age defying enthusiasts, and anyone who's ever Googled anti aging cream that actually works, how would you like to learn more about living for 100 years? That's a century or beyond. Most people do not make it past 80 or 90. According to the World Health Organization, the global average life expectancy is around 73 years. So living to 100 and more seems ambitious. But is it impossible? Not necessarily. Longevity has changed significantly over the past several centuries due to advances in medicine, sanitation, access to healthy food and clean water, nutrition, and overall living conditions. However, life expectancy figures for earlier periods can vary widely depending on the region, socioeconomic class, and other factors. Let's have a look. In the past, life expectancy trends were not very good. In the 1500s, which is the 16th century, it was between 30 and 40 years. In the 1600s, which is the 17th century, was again around 30 to 40 with a slight increase. There were factors in the 17th century such as the bubonic plague, 30 years war in Europe, and epidemics such as smallpox, influenza. However, improvements in farming, trade, and early public health measures in some areas began to emerge, though average life expectancy was low. But if you did survive, you might live into your 50s or 60s, depending on circumstances. Let's look at the 18th century, the 1700s. The life expectancy rose to 35 to 45 years, which was significant at the time. Key factors were improvements in agriculture and early public health measures, such as quarantines during plagues. Though reliant on herbal medicines, introduction of surgery started. In the 19th century, which is the 1800s, the life expectancy was between 40 and 50 years, mostly because of the industrial revolution, urbanization, and sanitation was poor in the cities, but new technologies started to advance medical knowledge, such as the development of vaccines. Smallpox vaccine in 1796 was one of the first. Public health improvements with the introduction of better sewage systems, cleaner drinking water, and the first steps in hygiene. Notably, infant mortality rates began to decline. In the 20th century, let's divide the 1900s into early, which is 47 to 50 years, mid 1900s, around 60 years, with some countries seeing life expectancy in the 70s. The late 1900s, the life expectancy was 70 to 80 years in many developed countries. Credit goes to medical breakthroughs, including antibiotics. Penicillin was discovered in 1928, and other vaccines for polio, vaccine, etc. Major improvements were noticed in public health and living standards, with sanitation, vaccination programs, cleaner water, and development of modern surgery and hospitals, resulting in decline of infectious diseases and greater control over conditions like tuberculosis and pneumonia. Coming to the 2000, the 21st century, the life that we're living now, the global average life expectancy is around 70 to 73 years, depending on the region and countries. In sub-Saharan Africa, life expectancy is still below 60 years due to factors like HIV/AIDS, malaria, and poor healthcare access. Increased focus on chronic diseases like heart disease, cancer, and diabetes, with medical innovations in genetics, cancer treatment, and personalized medicine, improvements in maternal and child health, and the decline of many infectious diseases, life has generally improved. In the past few decades, life expectancy has continued to rise, but we are also seeing challenges related to aging populations now, lifestyle related diseases, and inequalities in healthcare access that overall global life expectancy. Some regions and countries consistently report higher life expectancies due to a combination of factors, including healthcare access, diet, socioeconomic status, education, and lifestyle. Let's review the top performing regions and countries. Japan, the life expectancy is around 84 to 85 years. It's attributed to diet rich in vegetables, fish, and low in processed foods and red meat. A high value on community and social connections, which are important for mental health and longevity. Walking and other forms of moderate exercise are common daily activities. Also important for Japan is the culture of ikigai, a sense of purpose or having a meaning in life. The second highest is Switzerland, again around 83 to 84 years, and it is attributed to the world class healthcare system. Swiss diets are balanced with plenty of dairy products, vegetables, and meats. The healthcare guideline emphasizes moderation, clean air, natural surroundings, economic prosperity, social security, and education obviously helps in reducing stress and promoting healthier lifestyles. Singapore is third with around 83 years. Attributed again to excellent healthcare system with a strong focus on preventative measures and early detection of diseases. The government promotes physical activity, healthy eating, and non-smoking policies. It provides clean and green public spaces which contribute to overall health. A strong focus on health education, public health policies helped reduce chronic diseases and mortality rates. Then the next few countries include Australia, Iceland, Spain. As we've noticed, the Mediterranean diet is famously rich in vegetables, fruits, nuts, legumes, and olive oil, known for its heart health benefits. So, several key factors that we've looked at contribute to longevity across different regions. While there is no single cause for longer life, the most influential factors include healthcare access, early detection and treatment of diseases like cancer, cardiovascular conditions, infectious diseases. Three is physical activity, including walking, cycling, strength training. These are essential for healthy life, a cardiovascular health, healthy weight, reducing the risk of chronic diseases like diabetes, hypertension, and obesity. Number four is strong social support networks, not social media, and economic factors such as income, education, and access to resources. Having positive relationships is related to lower levels of stress and better mental health, which in turn impacts physical health and longevity. Five is environmental factors such as clean air, water, low pollution levels. These contribute to better respiratory and cardiovascular health, which again supports longevity. An interesting fact, the phenomena of women living longer than men has been observed across virtually all societies and cultures, with the global life expectancy gap between women and men typically between 4 and 6 years, and in some areas, even 10 years. There are several factors. Biological factors like genetics. Women have two X chromosomes, one backup. Hormonal estrogen protection is considered another reason why women last longer. It's better immune system. Then there is the behavior factors like less risk taking. Women live longer because they're not prone to reckless driving, getting into physical confrontations. They're less involved in workplace serious accidents, such as in mining, construction, etc. Statistically, women are at lower risk for chronic diseases such as heart disease, stroke, and liver disease. It's testosterone increases the likelihood of higher levels of cholesterol and blood pressure. Men also tend to develop diseases such as cancer at earlier ages and less likely to seek medical treatment. And then the social and lifestyle factors, as women tend to take better care of their health, follow medical advice more consistently, are more likely to visit doctors for regular checkups, and offer more connected to social support networks, which can reduce stress, promote mental health, and improve overall well being. So, what is the current human lifespan limit? The record goes to Jean Calment of France, who lived to 122 years and 164 days. She met Vincent van Gogh, smoked until her 100th birthday, and probably wondered why everyone kept asking her about her secret. So, what is the science of longevity? Let's get scientific. Aging happens because our cells accumulate damage over time. Think of it as wear and tear on your body's machinery. Eventually, things start to break down. unless, of course, we find a way to fix them. Enter anti-aging research. Scientists are exploring everything from genetic editing to cellular rejuvenation. Companies like Altos Labs and Calico, funded by billionaires like Jeff Bezos, are trying to buy more time, because why just dominate e-commerce when you can also dominate mortality? And let's not forget CRISPR. This gene editing technology might one day allow us to fix genetic issues that accelerate aging. Imagine turning off the aging switch in your DNA. So I'd personally settle for fixing my back pain first. Can lifestyle choices impact longevity? As we've discussed, yes. What about things you can do right now? Lifestyle plays a huge role in longevity. Studies show that people in blue zones, regions where people live exceptionally long lives, share common habits, plant based diets, regular exercise, strong social connections. In other words, kale and karaoke might be the secret to immortality. Caloric restriction is another promising avenue. Eating fewer calories has shown to extend lifespan in animals, and some humans are trying it too. The downside, you'll live longer, but you might be hangry the whole time. And don't underestimate mental health. Chronic stress can shorten telomeres, those little caps on your DNA. So if you're aiming for 100 or 150, maybe start meditation or just avoid Twitter. When will 100 be possible for most people? Optimists like Dr. David Sinclair, leading anti-aging researcher, believes we'll see significant breakthroughs in the next few decades. According to him, living past 120 might soon be routine, with 150 just around the corner. But not everyone agrees. Researchers argue that biology has a hard cap, and extending life beyond 120 will be incredibly difficult. It's not just about stopping aging, it is about preventing the diseases that come with it. After all, what is the point of living longer if you're not living better? My prediction, we will get to even 150, but not for everyone. Like most breakthroughs, it will start with the wealthy and then trickle down. So, if you want to live longer, maybe start saving or become friends with a billionaire. Here is another dose of reality. Prescribed drugs save lives. Antibiotics, antidepressants, insulin. These are all miracles of modern medicine, but they're not all sunshine and rainbows. Sometimes the cure feels worse than the disease, and let's not forget, even a miracle drug comes with fine print. With artificial intelligence, quantum computer, genetic breakthroughs, stem cell research, and human body cloning, prescribed drugs will save lives. Sometimes the doctors seem like drug pushers for big pharma. Remember the opioid painkillers? Initially prescribed for severe pain, they've sparked a crisis that's taken more lives than some wars. Even statins prescribed to lower cholesterol cause muscle pain and fatigue. It's like trading one health issue for a slightly less annoying one. As one comedian put it, if you tell me a drug might cause diarrhea, that's not a side effect, that's the main event. We will have a lot of better medicines, surgeries, and mostly early diagnosis with personalized and customized medical treatment expected in the next decade and onwards. We will be living longer than ever before in history. But to conclude, science says it's possible, but the timeline depends on breakthroughs in medicine, lifestyle changes, and a little luck. The real question isn't just how long we live, but how well. After all, what's the point if half of them is complaining about back pain? Thank you for joining this podcast. Are we living in a way that will increase our lives? Will we leave this world better than we found it? It's now time to act. So please share the message with others. Think again. Challenge ideas. Join the conversation and subscribe. This is Riz Talks. Be curious, be kind, and come back for more.